I want to talk about the male first, who is putting himself above you. When he puts himself above you, he makes me feel like the father figure. He makes me feel like dad. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
Let's start with him. For you. Okay, I just asked him.
I didn't even feel like I was going to cry.
I just asked him how he passed, and before he tells me, why is he telling me cheers, bitch, and he's handing me Fireball?
I don't know what to say right now. I'm very nervous. Hopefully I'm about to go talk to my dad. My dad passed away in 2015 to cancer. I have seen a medium before, 2 actually. First one, little sus, all right, little sus. She said some things that resonated, but she said a lot of shit. I was like, tripping. The second one that I had seen was a little bit more legit, actually a lot more legit, but I don't think it was as in depth as I was looking for.
Very surface level?
Very surface level.
Sorry,
yeah.
I'm still not sure about that.
You shouldn't be.
She said something about
your dad's trying to come through already.
Oh, Dad, hold on. God, Momo.
Wow.
So, I always want to see mediums. It's always like on my brain because I believe in it, and I watch all those shows about it. Woo, I feel nervous. That's my truth. Hold on.
Who are we going to see today? What's her name?
Okay, her name's Fara Gibson. I've followed her for a really long time on Facebook.
We'll link her stuff down below.
We'll link her stuff below. So I reached out to her years ago, and truth be told, couldn't afford her. So hopefully that says a lot in the sense of she's expensive.
Because look what you're driving in now.
So when I was looking for a medium, because I thought it would be really neat, not only just to actually see somebody that has like a really good reputation, but to bring you guys along with me. My dad was my rock, was my best friend, and I have been kind of lost since he died in 2015.
Can you think of maybe a
Am I
couple
lost?
things right now that we can tell the vlog that if the medium were to maybe say or bring up, you'd be like, whoa, like,
Oh my God, there's so many different things.
she's probably gonna tap into how he passed. You said it was from cancer, right?
Cancer.
Did he pass in like a hospital or hospice?
Hospice at my sister's house.
Okay.
I have 3 sisters. We were all daddy's girls for sure. So I have a best friend that also died, and I told myself because I never have her on my forefront, like when I go and do these things, not because I don't think about her, but obviously my dad is my dad. So my best friend of a really long time died in 2010, right? Yeah, 2010. She passed away in 2010. So I am trying to bring her forward. So that will extremely shock me if for some reason Bridget comes and makes herself known in any way, shape, or form. That will blow me away.
Or if we are communicating with your dad and he's mentioned something about Bridget, like Bridget's here doing fine, like
anything to do with, he used to call her Golden Gate Bridget or GGB.
Okay, like these are good things to tell the vlog now, so that way even when they're watching in a little bit, if they're like, what did you just say?
Yeah. Oh my gosh, what else? Okay, so he died in 2015. Died at my sister's house.
Hospice.
I don't know. There's so much. He was very spiritual, like very much in touch with like more of like a Buddha style spirituality. I think ever since he passed away, my entire life has changed, to be honest. Like I was a lost puppy before my dad passed away. Like he was my rock, and I feel like he had a hand in helping meeting Elliot, because Elliot reminds me a lot of my dad.
Yeah.
Like their humor is identical. They're very raunchy humor, and that's just the truth. Their mannerisms, their temperaments, is that what you call it? Temperaments?
Mm-hmm.
Their temperaments. So Elliot reminds me so much of my dad. So signs as far as him being around, I don't know. Biggest one is the song Pink Floyd, Wish You Were Here, always pops up in random fucking places. And so that's what I have tattooed on my back is lyrics from Wish You Were Here by Pink Floyd. I've been on like him, Elliot.
On the web.
Ellie and I have been in like little dive bars where literally the band plays it randomly. And I'm like, that's not like...
Do you take it as a sign of like your dad being
every
like,
time.
hey, I'm here
every
with you and
single time.
shit?
Kendall has sent me videos of like, one time a homeless guy was sitting there playing Wish You Were Here.
Oh, damn.
And yeah, so every time that song plays, like I'll be in a bar randomly and then it'll play on the speaker. And I'm like, oh shit. It's like that has happened so many times.
And you just got the bench from the old house. Maybe if there's anything like that, if he mentions a bench. Like just any little like teasers. That's a good stuff though. That's really good. Erica was just kind of asking like what she can ask and all this stuff. And so the lady, she's going to lead most of it and everything, but with you, and it's totally up to you, but I would suggest like when she asks a question, kind of yes and no her. Don't lead her
don't
too
give
much.
Her too much info.
Yeah, just kind of see, you know,
unless
the
she
validity.
blatantly asks, I guess. Like,
yeah, for sure. Like, can you go into detail, but like something like that, kind of see how much she's tapping into and really get the experience. But I mean, that video that I watched and stuff, like, seems very much the real deal.
And
I'm really
the fact
excited.
that I had to wait, like, I booked this like 6 months ago.
Yeah.
I'm really excited.
Yeah.
I'm excited. And I like the affirmation of the other side.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it makes my soul feel better.
Yeah.
To know that, like, he's just not gone, you know? And I really want to know that he needs me to talk out loud. Because it wasn't until probably a year or two ago that I really was, like, driving one day. And I swear to God, I, like, turned down my music. And I was like, you know what, Dad? I need to talk out loud more. Like, I don't think you hear me if I'm not talking out loud. And it, like, kind of came to me, like, in this, I don't know, aha moment where I'm like, I'm so sorry. So I talked to him for, like, I don't know, a few minutes.
Yeah.
And then I turned my music back up and that song was on.
Really? That's crazy,
Swear to
dude.
God. Oh my God, I'm so nervous.
You guys. And then I've got waters on the back side of the table for you. Yeah.
Awesome.
You like you feel it.
Bathroom right there. I just wanted to open the door.
I love your home.
Thanks.
Beautiful. Smells good.
Have you ever done anything like this before?
So, yes, a couple of times, but not to this. Yeah.
Good experience? Don't tell me details of like what came through, but good experiences?
Decent.
Nice.
Yeah, decent. The first one, but the second one was decent.
I like it.
Yeah.
Cool.
But it's so funny because when I very first went to look for one, you're the very first person that I had seen. Mm-hmm. But I was like in that impatient and and I didn't have the money. There was, you know, I was in it. This was years ago.
Yeah.
So I was like,
everything happens for a reason and perfect time. You know, honestly.
And even I'm like a right now type person. Even when I booked with you, I was telling her, I was like, you know, I booked it with the thought of like, okay, maybe I'll find something, and then I didn't ever look at it again. And then I'm like, I'm so glad.
But that's heaven working overtime for you. Yeah, it's so different when you have an honest reading. It should feel like a visit.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
So yeah.
Yeah.
This is just because I'm in the over 40 club, so it's not a deflector for your. Look at you have a whole fucking setup. This is great. That's a new one. Any questions for me about me before we start? That's why I always have you come early, just in case anybody, just to get settled.
If you want to share, that would be great.
I mean, if you don't have anything pending on the tip of your tongue, it's not a worry. I just want to make sure you don't have anything.
How long have you been doing this?
For the public, I've been doing this for about 14 years now.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, I've had the ability my whole life. Yeah. Sharing is a whole nother ballgame, especially in a world where it was so taboo when I was growing up. So really took like a foundation of me understanding myself and trying to find my footing in what it was that I had. And then I started sharing things, and then I realized how life-saving those moments could be for somebody that I was delivering messages to. Sure. So it kept me driven to start sharing, you know, and then word of mouth, like however you found out about me, you know, whether it's something that I've written or somebody's told you something, or, you know, like, I mean, I have my Facebook page and I share a lot of writings there and things like that, but I don't advertise, you know, myself. Like I just, heaven's like paved the way, which is amazing because I did not plan to do this, you know, like this was not my life goal. I was going to be a professional singer and I was going to do this. And then, you know, I wanted to be as growing up. And then I had a couple opportunities. I had 2 different recording contracts offered to me and I turned them down. And I was like, God, Farah, what the fuck's wrong with you? Like, why are you turning this shit down? But I wouldn't be doing this had I taken those opportunities. And it was, you know, I was not in a place in my life where I could have, because I was a young mom and, you know, and I was like, no, I can't. My ex was so jealous that there's no possible way that I could have at that point either, you know. And then now, like, I'm so married to my love of my life. And he is upstairs, by the way, so if you hear any noises or anything, you shouldn't. But It's not ghost. It's not right. It's not ghost or anything. But he's pretty. He's working in his office upstairs.
Gotcha.
So I just like to let you guys know that.
How long have you been married?
We have been married for 14 years, together for 16. Awesome. Yeah. So,
That's awesome.
And he's still good in bed.
Oh
so
my
there's
God,
that.
isn't that great?
Yeah, and I love to watch him in the shower
thing.
still.
Oh
Like, if I hear the shower running, I'm like, hey. You need anything? Like that. That's how it should be. Yeah.
That's how it should be.
Yeah.
I love that.
So just catch a glimpse.
Do you guys have kids together?
No, girl.
No?
No. Fuck no. No, just kidding. That was not having more kids. No, so we have a blended family. So I have 4 daughters, and he has 2 grown daughters and a son that was the youngest of all of our kids. So my husband's 13 years older than me. Oh. So, like I can see what's going to happen to me in a few years. I'm like, oh, that's going to start sucking in a few years. Oh, that leaks now, huh? I'm just kidding. It doesn't. Nothing leaks here. So he's got 2 daughters that are grown, and they live in Oklahoma, and then I had 4 daughters, so I came with baggage.
Oh, wow.
And
they were younger.
Yeah. My youngest was 5, and then his son, who is my son now as well. Yeah. But Jack was 3, and he's 19 now. So awesome.
That's
so
awesome. That's cool.
we have. They're mine and his, but they're ours.
Yeah,
we definitely raise them together. So, anyways, we're gonna do this for you. Yes, I'm gonna take notes for you. Are you already recording?
Okay, we're all set.
Great.
Yeah,
our fucks are flying beforehand. I'm going to take notes for you. I'm going to write everything down. Even though you're recording, this is something that I do, and then I'm going to give you these notes to keep when we're done, because they won't do me any favors, but you'll like to look back on them. Do you need, let me get more Kleenex out, because it looks like we're using the Kleenex which is fine. I'm going to put it back here, so it's not in the way. Is that in your way?
Just over by your phone should be fine.
There you go. Or just pull a couple out. I just want to make sure she has Kleenex, just in case. Just in case. If I don't have that effect on you, that's great. But I want to be prepared for you. You're going to hear me say a lot. I call it my heavenly Tourette syndrome. I don't know what it is, but for some reason when I'm connecting, it makes me say like an idiot. So I let you know that in advance. If the first loved one to come through is not the one we really want to hear from today, I always say heaven knows what your heart needs. So I just have faith in that. So we're just going to kind of see what happens and go from there. Okay. But I've never done a reading where the ones we wanted to hear from did not come through. So let's hope that you're not my first. No, I'm just kidding. Is this in your way at all? Are you sure?
You're all good.
I want to make sure. No, I'm just kidding. Oh, is it this one? Sorry, I'm not even over there. That's hers. All right, you guys. I'm going to start if that's okay. Any other questions about me before I start? Okay, because I have a couple that are driving me nuts for you. So I'm just going to start paying attention to, there's going to be a few, I think. I want to talk about the male first, who is putting himself above you. When he puts himself above you, he makes me feel like the father figure. He makes me feel like dad. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
Let's start with him. For you. Okay. I just asked him.
I didn't even feel like I was going to cry.
I just asked him how he passed, and before he tells me, why is he telling me cheers, bitch, and he's handing me Fireball?
Oh, I don't know, because we drink together.
Okay.
Just right out the gate.
I feel like he's got a fun personality. Nothing changes from heaven, if that makes sense, right? So, but he does make me feel as though his passing did come fairly quickly at the end. But he did have some health issues, he's telling me. Do you understand that? I did have health issues. Did he smoke before as well?
Not really.
Why is he telling me I smoked back in the day?
Yeah. Maybe if he did, he tried to hide it, but yeah, no, not really. He wasn't a cigarette smoker.
No, I'm not talking about cigarettes.
Oh, yeah, he smoked weed.
Yeah. He's like, yes, I did back in the day. I'll wait for you to catch up. But he's handing me Fireball, and he's telling me I smoked before too. And back in the day, he's telling me. But he had quit smoking pot as much, he's telling me. But he still smoked a little bit towards the end also, is what he's giving me. So when you're like, no, he's not a smoker, I'm like, yes,
I was thinking cigarettes. But
I don't think it was legal then.
Yeah.
Like, is kind of what I'm getting. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I smoked back in the day. You're like, if he did, I was like...
I don't know. I just assumed cigarettes. But.
Yeah, but that's okay. I smoked back in the day. He says still smoke towards the end, he's telling me. So he did smoke later, too. He's a fun guy. It's kind of what he... So instead of telling me how he passed at first, he's giving me a foundation of fun. Yeah. Still smoke toward... And there's more kids for him, he's telling me, as well. I do have more kids. Why is he lining up girls? Does he have multiple girls?
Yeah.
Kids. And there's not a favorite, he's telling me. So there's gotta be a fucking thing about you guys fighting about the favorite, and he's telling me, no, there's not a favorite. Do you understand that? You think you are, he's telling me.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Multiple girls. That doesn't mean you're not.
I know the truth.
It just means that dad does not say it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Multiple girls. Okay, you're not the favorite. Hold on.
Holy shit.
It's things between you guys is why he's bringing it up. LOL. I'm putting an LOL. That's not a serious statement that you're not the favorite, right? But he says there is a joke about this.
Yeah.
Joke about this. Okay. Okay, he does make me feel like he had health issues, though, at the end of his life. And he's also taking me here as well. Was he having issues here also? Because he's making me feel like there was issues here. It feels like there was a problem here as well. This feels like there was disease here. Does that make sense? Was this like cancer? Because he's making me feel like there was a disease in this area.
Yeah, he had, yeah. I mean, do you want me to tell you or like?
You can confirm. I mean, as long as I'm saying it first, I don't want you to feel like you're leading me at all. But he's making me feel like there was disease here. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. And it's like cancer, he's telling me, is how I feel. Yeah. Here. It's because he's talking about surgery. Were they trying to remove part of this or something? Because he's telling me and I don't know if it was to one side more, but he's making me feel like, hold on, it was cancer, correct? Cancer. And he says they tried surgery. Actually, he did more than one. He's telling me removal. Does that make sense? Tried surgery. More than one. And, okay. And he's showing me that there was a female that was caring for him through this as well. This feels like a love for me. So there's a love for him that was also walking him through this. More than one. And I'm going to put gesturing my neck and was it esophageal or like it's in my face though is how I feel also. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Like it's moving back in
times.
Yes, like in here. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah, when he had cancer multiple times and one of them was throat cancer but he had so many issues with here he had to take out like his whole like jaw.
My face. Yeah, because he's saying it was in my face and I'm swiping here, right? Tried surgery more than once. What the hell did I write here? I don't even know what I was writing. Okay. At least you have it recorded. No, just kidding. A love walked me through this. I just want to catch up in my notes because if he gets ahead of me, I'll forget. Because it's not in my brain, if that makes sense. Yeah. He talks a lot, is what I'm saying. Okay. And then he says, it was in my face. I beat this, he's telling me. So at one point, he was cancer-free, correct?
Yeah.
Good for him. I beat this. This at one point. But it was moving down, he's telling me. I was cancer-free. Yeah, and I think he had 2 removals. Did I write that? Because he's telling me that there were 2 big removals. Does that make sense? There may have been more than one thing that they did, but he says 2. I'll write it down. 2 big removals. And he says you were still fairly young when this was going on. Okay, but done with school, he's telling me. So you were done with school. Why is it telling me you stopped going? Did you stop going extra to school?
Well, yeah, a long time ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, actually, she stopped.
Yeah.
Are we allowed to say these things?
Right. No,
do I have to filter myself?
Nothing.
Okay, I'm just kidding. I'm just teasing.
I'm an unfiltered person.
Yeah, good. You were still fairly young as I did this journey. But he says you stopped going to school. Yeah, you were going to do college, he's telling me. But I feel like we didn't do that. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Well, no, not really.
Do college. He says you didn't. I'm going to write it down. Didn't do that. Okay, there is a young female with him in heaven. And he's tying her to school age for you. Do you understand that? Female in heaven. I feel like that's the other one that was, but dad's coming through first, if that's okay. But I'm guessing we're going to talk to her today too. Tied to school age for you. Oh, your people are going to be fun as fuck, aren't they? To school age. Because she's showing me little booty shorts.
Oh, shit.
Why she told me she wore them better. Fuck, I didn't want to connect with her yet. Hold on. Young female. Little booty shorts. Okay. Was she separate from a little boy in the moment? She's telling me I wasn't with a little boy in the moment. Does that make sense? Is there a son for her? Because she's, okay. I'm going to put my head was affected. It's just an indication she's giving me, but she's not showing me a visual with it. Was affected. I'm not with the little boy in the moment. Girl, you have like a whole dog pile of people, huh? Little boy in the moment. She's showing me he was school age, correct? Mm-hmm. She says, I have a son, school age. She says, I never missed a game. Was he playing football?
He's in football right now.
She says, I never missed a game. She's showing me football games.
Yeah.
I've never missed a game.
He's in, he plays football now too.
That's awesome. Game. But was he playing offense?
I don't know.
Oh. I don't know shit about football. I just know the word offense and defense. I don't know. I'm not going to name the freaking. It's got to be in my Rolodex. Football games. She says he was playing defense. Was playing offense, but I almost wonder if he switched to defense. Playing.
I'm excited to find out.
Yeah. Offense. Switched to defense. God, do all your people talk this much? Okay.
I attract.
Maybe we should have done the recording. No, just kidding. No, that's okay. You'll like to look back on these later, if I can keep up with them. She says, you had a divorce.
Yeah, I did.
Thank God, she said.
Yeah. Preach, girl.
I need to go back to Dad with that too. Sorry, because he's trying to chime in. Hold on.
Yeah.
We're going to see if we can eject your friend for just a minute. Okay. So, because I want to stick with your dad for
Yeah.
That wedding's new, he's telling me.
Yeah.
Like, he wasn't there for the wedding, correct?
No, yeah.
Oh.
Correct.
Is new. I wasn't there. And he didn't really know him either, he's telling me. Like, he didn't get to meet him, correct?
Correct.
Oh. He says he's good to you. Wedding. I didn't meet him. He's good to you. God bless America. Meet him. He's good to you. Okay. I want to go back to his passing because he didn't finish that, right? He was telling me that he had these things, but I do feel like the cancer came back and he's making me feel like he started to decline. And he's going down also. So was the cancer going down? Because I feel like it was getting in his midsection.
Yep.
Damn it. Came back. Because I was having breathing issues, he's telling me too.
Yeah.
To my midsection. Was it getting in his lungs? Because I feel like it's in my lungs.
Yep.
That is not how he is in heaven, just to be very clear. Just indications on my body of what was going on, right? Section. He says it got in my lungs. He's talking about stopping treatment. He stopped, correct?
Yeah.
Doesn't mean he loves you guys any less. I just feel like he couldn't fight it anymore.
Yeah.
He says, I love my family, but I couldn't stay. He got to be home for much of this, he says. He says love of a lifetime for him. So he was married for quite some time, correct? Lifetime for me. Because I feel like she helped make it possible for him to be home. He did have to go get extra help, he's telling me, as well. I got to be home for much of this. Were they putting him in the living room? Because I feel like I got to hang out in the living room.
He did, yeah. He definitely did.
Like, he says, I got to be in the living room. And I feel like nobody treated him sick. Like, we still hung out with him. They didn't treat me sick. Yeah, were they drinking beers with him?
He probably was.
Like, he's handing me beers during this.
Yeah, well, he's a beer drinker.
Even when he's sick.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
I think he wanted to be as normal as possible. Because he knew that, he wasn't going to fight it. So he wanted to be as normal as possible.
That's good. Yeah, he's cracking beers for me during this time. We'll take it.
Yeah.
I want to be like your dad when I grow up.
Yeah, me too.
Me, as this was going on. Is there 4 girls?
There is.
Because he says I have 4 girls. Okay, but you have a son as well, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Why is he putting 2 to the side?
2 to the side?
Yes.
I've got 3 boys.
Like, he's telling me you have a son as well, and then he's putting 2 more to the side. So there's 3? Shut up. Son. Yeah, but they must be staggered. You have girls too?
A girl.
Okay, because but there's a girl in between is what I'm seeing.
Mm-mm.
There's more kids, he's telling me. So
Okay.
are you a stepmom?
Yeah.
Okay. He's putting kids in between. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I want you to know that he counts those kids as his. So step, half, in-law, all those titles go out of the window in heaven. He's putting kids
in real life too. He always was like
they're not step, and so there must be step kids in between the ages of your kids. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Cool. Yeah. He says you have a son, and then I'm gonna a reference to 2 more to the side. Does that make sense in my note? This reference to 2 more to the side. And then he says there are girls also. So there's multiple girls. Even in the step, there's more girls too, correct?
Yeah.
And is there 1 more boy?
No more boys. Just the 3 boys.
Then one's got to be. Nope.
Do I have 3 boys? Yeah, I've got 3 boys. I know. I'm like, hold on a second. I'm getting confused. Hold on.
She lost her mind. I'm going to get confused with this many kids as well. But he's adding 1 more boy to the mix. So how do I do that? I don't want to stretch it. So I don't know if you had another young male that was staying with you guys and he was almost like an extra son, because he's telling me there was 1 more boy.
When? I mean,
there are more girls also.
is he talking about present time?
Staggered. No, this would be a male that would be like a son for you.
Recently, my nephew's been over a lot.
Yeah. Because he's making me feel like there's another boy in the mix as well. So, yeah. Staggered in the mix. Okay. And there is 1 more boy. Added to the family, so to speak, I guess. You feed him, he says. Feed him. Okay. Dad's point of this is I love all the kids. Like, he's totally into the grandkids.
Oh, yeah.
Kids. He does know your kids, he's telling me. So he did get to meet your kids.
He did.
Correct?
Yes.
Yay.
Yay.
No. Your kids. He's talking about, were they moving Dad towards the end? Because he's talking about moving him. He's telling me he needed extra care.
He stayed at my sister's house. That's where he did hospice, was at my sister's. So.
Yeah, versus at his home, if that makes sense. Yeah, because he's telling me like at the end, I'm at a different home, I moved for my care, right?
Yeah.
That's all right. Just details. That's what I want from him, right? They moved me at the end. To a care-friendly space. I feel like it was.
Yeah.
It was more like we were able to do it there, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Friendly place. He says she did so much for me. You came, he says. I feel like you had a lot on your plate at that time, though, he makes me feel like. So were you not able to be there as much as we wanted to be? Because he's telling me you did plenty. I want you to know that you did exactly what you were intended to do for him. He's kind of making me feel like you beat yourself up because you wish you had done more, or you wish you had been there more. And he says, You did everything you could. Thing you could to let me through it. He says you did visit. You did. Often. Often as you could. Not everyone could be there in the moment, he's telling me. So everyone could not be there for the final breath.
That's crazy.
Why is he showing me you leaving? Were you not able to stay just before that?
I was the only person that wasn't in there when he passed away.
He's showing me you leaving in my vision. And I want you to know that your dad
I didn't leave. I didn't get there in time.
No. Because he's just taking me out of the room in my vision, right? So it's the best way in charades for him to get it across to me. But he says you couldn't be there in the moment.
Yeah.
Be there. He did that out of love for you. It would have been too much. He says not everyone could be there.
That's literally what my sister always tells me.
Yeah, so put down the guilt and the frustration for that moment and pick up his favorite memory and put it in its place. Your dad does not ask you to carry that, just so you know, okay? But he says not everyone could be there. And he says you're welcome.
Yeah.
I did that out of love, he says. Your dad's a dick and I love it. Sorry.
He is. No, he is.
It would have been too much for you. Have been too much for you. Okay. Why is he bringing up old rock and roll? What's with the old rock and roll? Like, that's his thing, he's telling me. Not as much country, he's telling me.
No.
Damn it. I like old country. I suck in the rock department, just so we're clear. So, old rock and roll for me. But what's with the records? He still had vinyl records, he's telling me.
Oh. Yeah, I think yes. Yes, he did.
Vinyl records saved. Were you keeping a button-up shirt?
I wanted to.
He says you wanted my button-up shirt. Like, you wanted to keep my button-up shirt. But were you getting a t-shirt instead?
I didn't even know. I didn't. Well, I wanted to.
No, you do have a shirt, he's telling me. You want it? I'm going to write it down.
Okay.
Do have a shirt. Not button-up. It's just a t-shirt, he's telling me. Just a t-shirt. T-shirt. Okay. I'm going to put a question mark after that because you can't place it right this moment.
Yeah.
You don't know what it is?
No, because I don't think I have any shirts of his. I didn't really take any. I didn't take
Of his things?
Mm-hmm. Well, I did, but not any clothing.
I mean, it's just clothes things, yeah. But yeah, not a button. Okay. Not a button-up shirt. You were trying to keep a button-up shirt. You do have a shirt, not a button-up shirt, just a t-shirt. I put it down with a question mark.
Yeah.
So I always
Yeah.
like how I'm saying it. Try to. I'm trying to keep up with him. And then he's telling me they did speak of cremation for him. So they spoke of cremating him. Was cremated. Is there a reason he's taking me up north? Mm-hmm. Here, he's telling me good times up north. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Like, he's an outdoors guy, too?
Yeah, ish.
North. Not just Phoenix, he's telling me. Does that make sense? Like, he's taking me up north to the Pines or towards, like, the mountains area.
Yeah.
Okay, as long as you know what that means. Good times up north for me. Here in Arizona, correct? Mm-hmm. Yeah, because there's a lake thing nearby, he's telling me also. So I don't feel like I'm on the lake, but was he going to a place that had a lake nearby?
Like, what do you mean was he going? Like...
There's got to be some place that he spent time at up north, but there would be a lake near where he was going. Does that make sense?
Well, he lived up north in Prescott Valley before we moved him here.
So here's the problem. I'm not familiar with. I've lived in Arizona my whole life, and I don't think I've ever been to Prescott.
Yeah, but there's also like.
Is there a lake?
I don't
in
honestly,
that area?
There might be.
We're gonna have to Google this shit.
But I know that
There's a lake up on the way.
Yeah, well, I know that like before he got diagnosed, like he did a little excursion. So I don't know if that's what, and I don't really know where he went.
So here's the thing: you'll know what he's talking about. I just know what I'm seeing from him. I don't know both sides of it, but yeah, he's showing me like he spent time up north, and there's good memories made up there as well. And then he's telling me there's also a lake nearby this area that he would have like lived or stayed. Is there? Yeah. Do you know if there is a lake?
There is a lake up there.
Yeah.
Is there?
Up in that area. Yeah.
In that area? Because I don't feel like I lived on the lake, and I'm not laking. I'm not like necessarily boating, but he's just showing me fair like there's a lake nearby. So there's got to be a significant reason
Well, I
he's
remember
bringing
seeing
that
a picture
up.
actually of my nephews and my sister at a lake with him.
That would be why I'm bringing it. You know what I mean? Like, you'll know why I'm bringing it up. I just, like, so I don't feel like I'm laking all that. Like, he's not known for being a laker.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Like, I don't know if that's a word.
I don't understand what you're
Not the
talking
basketball
about.
kind, but yes. Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, showing me a lake nearby. Like, I didn't necessarily lake. I didn't boat full time, he's telling me. Okay. Didn't do the lake much. But there's got to be a memory there that he's bringing up that lake, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Good memories.
But that could be, I mean, I remember camping when we were little, and I remember being in a lake with him, you know? Like, so that could
So when I
also-
said he liked the outdoors and you said,
Well, because he would, we would camp. Well, because I think, like, I guess when we were little, like, he would take us camping. Like, my mom didn't really go. He did. And I remember, I even have a picture of him and I in a lake. So I guess that does. I guess I wasn't just thinking.
drop mic.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Again, you'll know what I'm saying, right? Because those are the things that are flying out of my mouth first. And then when you start telling me no, I'm like overthinking it. I'm like, I don't know. Like, he's
that
showing
makes
me.
sense.
So,
Yeah.
He's bringing up things to say, I love you, I'm with you, I see you, this is me. You know what I mean? Like this, that's okay. It's awesome.
Yeah.
He's amazing. Your dad is perfect times infinity. Cancer free, taken back to 30 years old, vibrant, sexy, perfect in every way. Multiply that by infinity.
Yeah.
And then you might have an idea of how fucking cool he is.
Yeah.
And if he starts off by handing me Fireball and drinks, you know, like I'm like, okay. And I don't know if you're the Fireball girl, but
Well, I used to be. I don't know so much anymore.
yeah, I get you. I'm in the over 40 club. Fireball hurts.
I'm getting there.
Ouch. Okay. But yeah, he says, I like the outdoors. Okay. And then he's separating ashes. So we did separate some ashes.
Well, yeah, I guess we kind of did. We need to. But...
Separate. It's not a request. He doesn't give a shit about those ashes.
Yeah, I know
I
he
promise.
doesn't. I know he doesn't. No, I love you too.
I do feel like he's pulling his energy back, but hopefully this is helpful for you today.
my
Holy
gosh.
crap.
Yeah.
That was like a marathon of holy crap.
Yeah.
So there's always going to be a couple things that I can't place right now.
No,
I still
that's
put them
okay.
down with question marks. You can, I mean, if you figure it out later,
that
that's
was-
great. If not, don't stress on it. But yeah, your dad's amazing. I love that your little friend came through too.
Yeah, it's so crazy because I told myself I talked to her because the two that I had done before, obviously my dad was like solely on my heart and in my brain.
Yeah.
And so I had told my husband and I had told her on the way here, I'm like, I'm calling for Bridget. Like, I want Bridget to come this time. And so the fact that you...
But you would have
brought
been
her here
hearing
is
her
crazy.
say, I'm coming this time. That's why she's popping into your head. You're actually hearing her as much as you think you're calling for her. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So you guys, I mean, when they pop at us in moments that we don't expect, like right now, your focus would probably mainly be on your dad.
Yeah.
Right? And like, does he
Yeah.
know what I'm doing? Does he know what I'm up, you know, and yeah. Keychain that you have of your dad's, or you know what I mean? So I just don't want to leave it out, but he's like, it was just something he was showing me.
I don't even know.
But it seemed like a coin, you know what I mean? So, yeah.
I don't even know.
Well, cool.
Oh, thank you
Well,
so
hopefully
much.
your video
And I'll
doesn't
send it.
suck.
Well,
Yeah.
No, it won't. I'll send it to you too.
That was fucking insane.
I don't even understand.
That was fucking crazy.
Like that, how can you get any more legit?
Yeah, that was crazy.
Dude, that was crazy.
That was crazy.
Like how many things that I just told you quickly that you probably heard and was like, holy shit, that's so weird. And just everything.
Dude.
Everything.
talking about the kids and jobs and stuff, and just being like, well, why am I at Tilly's then?
Yeah,
That blew my mind.
And my dad was so like so the fact that I was just telling this to Elliot. Oh, and I will show you a recent text message of me and all my sisters fighting on who my dad's favorite was. I'm not kidding.
That's fucking insane.
We were just saying.
I'll clip
well,
that
I was
for them, and
I'm
you
not
can
kidding.
put it in the chat. And be like, no one's our favorite.
I'm gonna send you the entire conversation because we were like this was like 2 weeks ago. We were text messaging each other, and I was like, well, I was his favorite, but it's fine. Like we were just all teasing each other, and then my sister was like, you know, the cool thing about Dad was the fact that he made us each feel like we were his favorite. Mm-hmm. Like that's to show about him.
Yeah.
You know?
And he's around, he's watching over you and stuff, because even the fact that he said that he doesn't know me well, but he'll argue with me.
Yeah.
But that he also mentioned my pit bull and stuff, and
Which
like
I
you
didn't
came over
even
and
know.
you just met Maya once, or even the pit bull that I have now too.
Yeah.
You came over and met Maya once. That felt to me like he was saying like, I'm checking up on, like I see you
Like, I
two
got
being
you.
friends, and like
Yeah.
I'm always around, like I see.
And I guarantee you there's just so much more that like obviously she
He
doesn't
was
have
talking.
all the time.
He was talking fast to her because she would still be writing down her old sentence as she was saying. Like she was getting flooded with so much at a time, you know.
God. I was just telling Elliot about I've told Elliot about how my dad never made my kids feel like, because I was a stepmom before too, and he always made my ex-husband's kids feel like his own.
Mm-hmm.
Like he never treated grandkids differently. Mm-hmm. So the fact that just how I wasn't even thinking like that.
He literally took that to the grave because he's never met Elliot's kids. His
and
grandkids.
for her to say no, there's other ones.
But he watches out for them. He's watching out for Sarah at Tilly's, at the grocery store, at Walmart and stuff. He's watching out for the grandkids he hasn't even met. Like he took that to the grave.
That gives me such chills. That was why. That was such an amazing experience.
Yeah, that was
She was
really good.
The real deal.
Yeah, for sure.
Worth every penny.
I forget what was there was something that really blew my mind, and I waited for her to look down so she didn't see my expression and stuff. But I looked at our camera and I was like, whoa. I can't remember what it was right now though.
There were so many things.
There was a couple things that were just like, whoa.
I mean, even just calling out, you had 4 girls. Like that is so detailed. I would love.
It's hard to remember everything right now. I feel like we were just
me not being in there when he took his last breath.
Oh, I think that was one of the moments too.
Yeah, because my sister always
and he was when he was like he did that for you.
I was on my way there, and I was in such denial that my dad was dying that day. I was at work, and my sisters called me and was like, "Hey, you've got to come," or Dad's like not doing good, and I was like, "Okay, well, like let me know if I need to come." And then I like got off the phone with them, and I was like, I waited for a little bit, and I was working, and I just got like, I'm like, oh, I think I need to go. And so like I packed up my stuff and I went, and I was talking to my boss outside of my sister's house, and I was like saying like, hey, I'm pretty sure I had to leave the office. I'm pretty sure today, my sister says like today is probably the day my dad's gonna pass away. So I was like waiting out there, like, and then when I walked in, it was literally right after my dad passed away.
Damn.
And I was like, felt guilty, but my sister just kept hugging me and saying like, he didn't want you to watch him. He didn't want you to watch him. So for him to acknowledge that, it was crazy.
Think about it too, because like him saying like you wouldn't have been able to handle that and stuff, that would have completely changed who you were. Like if you would have witnessed that, like been there for those moments, it probably would have really changed who you are as a person. You could have gone out throughout your life with more of a mean, bitter spirit and stuff, and you wouldn't, like, you know what I mean? Like you're such a cheerful person and stuff, and like he almost wanted to keep that on you, you know? He wanted you to remain with that and not lose that, and you know, like you could be a completely different person from that moment, you know?
Damn. And the fact
Georgie
that
and Betty.
And like, you know how like when you know like you're kind of emotional, then you're like, I probably won't even cry. That's how I felt. I'm like, I'm probably not even gonna cry. Mm-hmm. The second she said that, I was like, okay.
I was like, bitch, we just started.
Yeah, I know. I was like, okay, just kidding. I didn't tell anybody that I was doing this except for like you guys. Like I didn't
really
tell my sisters. Nuh-uh.
Kendall doesn't know?
Nope.
Really?
Oh, Wait, I might have told Kendall last night, actually. Oh, yeah, I did tell Kendall last night. She's gonna be like, did he say anything about me? Watch. Hello.
Where were you?
I was at that medium.
Oh, how did that go?
It was incredible, amazing.
Did you feel real about her?
1,000%.
Better than the first?
Better than anybody. The cool thing is that we recorded all of it. Yeah. So Dee's gonna put it all together, so you guys will actually be able to just watch.
She needs to hurry up.
Where's Christy at?
I don't know, not answering.
No, it was in person. It was wild. Is your dad, like, whatever? And I said yes, and she goes, well, first he says cheers, bitch. Like, here's to you, like, cheers. And then he said, or this is all just what she would write down the key stuff, but didn't, then she would elaborate, but I'm not going to elaborate on everything. I'm just going to read her keynote.
She was cool. I was like, man, we need to be her friend.
She was great.
But then, like, if she knows too much information about us, then it wouldn't be a proper reading. Like,
Tilly's, that's fucking nuts. You don't need a TV.
It's a 4K TV. The one that I have is 1080p. That shit sucks ass. That's all.
All of our TVs are 4K. We don't do anything in 3K. Papa said you're a loser. He didn't. I'm just kidding.
Let me read these favors. What's going on here?
He didn't say that.
Cody, you're a fucking... Oh, shit, you're right.
No, he did not say that.
You stopped going to school. What the hell, Papa?
She can cut this D, but
I'll just shut it off. I'll be right back.
Thank you. Sorry, D. She just saved me from spending money.
Yeah.
Can we get the
honestly
now?
check with our partners. I'm gonna start saying that. No, we need content about you getting a new job.
I already got a new job, guys. I work at a bowling alley. Wow. See you next time. I look bad right now.
All right, go ahead.
Bad.
I'll talk like you. Go ahead.
So pretty much, I'm gay as hell. I'm gay. Sorry.
Type shit.
Type shit. Oh.
I always look at myself in the camera on here, but I forgot I'm looking at the viewers. Thank you guys for watching.
Babe, you kind of look like Chester. Going on a blooper right there. There you go.
Look, he said,
hide your kids, hide your wives, because I'm coming for everybody out there.
Yeah.
Ew, what?
I know you're thinking we wanna be famous, but we just out here living to the fullest like an anus. We bringing the insanity straight from our reality, all originality. Yeah, we the anus family.